The Supreme Court ordering Maine state legislature to restore State Representative Laurel Libby's voting power after she was censured back in February for this post about a girls' pole vaulting competition, saying, quote, another day, another instance of a unremarkable biological male athlete who couldn't win against other males dominating girls' sports. Here to discuss is Maine State Representative Laurel Libby. Good morning to you.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. You had your day in court and you won 7-2. The Supreme Court voted in your favor. How do you feel?
I am so thankful on behalf of my constituents, 9,000 of whom have not had a vote in the State House for almost 3 months, but also for the Constitution. This case has far-reaching consequences, not just in Maine, but across the country. And I'm thankful that the Supreme Court has recognized the dangerous precedent that would have been set if I had been allowed to continue to be silenced.
Representative, who's responsible for this? I want names. I think the voters in Maine need to know who's behind this and who tried to censure you and did censure you for 3 months so your voters didn't have a voice.
The Democrat majority voted in a bloc led by Speaker Ryan Fecteau to silence my 9,000 constituents and leave them without a vote for, as you said, almost 3 months.
That should not even be allowed. And clearly the Supreme Court agrees with that. If you look at what your state or how your state feels about this one issue, the majority don't want biological men playing against their little girls. It's 64% in this survey said that they shouldn't be allowed. 29% said they should be allowed and 7% were unsure. This is from the University of New Hampshire. This is a survey from their center. What is your response to that?
2/3 of Mainers don't think the biological males should be participating in girls' sports. And to see a sitting legislator silenced in political retaliation for sharing that view that most Mainers have is reprehensible. So I'm so thankful that the Supreme Court has rectified the situation. We do have the case still pending before the First Circuit Court of Appeals, but I'm thankful to have the ability to now vote while that case proceeds.
Yeah, I mean, is this just an issue? Why did this happen in Maine? Don't the people...
Before we get into today's video, it's sponsored by Common Sense. Women don't have a mushroom tip. Women don't have a mushroom tip. Roll that beautiful intro.
Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey. Why this beat so cold?
We will make America proud again. And you try to kill our citizens. We will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Oh boy, shout out to the Supreme Court for doing the right thing. It's honestly a disgrace that we even have to make videos like this and that these things are actually happening in America. I just don't get it, you know. But no wonder people are walking away from the Democrat Party. Lifelong Democrats, liberals, people said they're done. 80-20 issues are now 90-10, you know. Insanity. No wonder people hate the Democrat Party and won't ever vote blue again. You know, you just can't make this up, man. What a disgrace. But I hope everybody is blessed, well, healthy, and that nothing but the best is going on in all you beautiful people's life, man. I love y'all. Big things have taken place today, man, and we are rocking and rolling. Yay! Yay! Shout out to the family, man. I love y'all, man. Hope y'all have an amazing week. It's getting close to Friday. Them Patriots been working hard. It's getting close to Friday now. You know, they passing things. The big, beautiful bill. No tax on this, on that. It is going down. The governor of Texas, over here in Texas, they trying to pass some more things. It's going down over here in Texas where I reside at, y'all. Oh, man, they ought to just shut a lot of things down and get rid of a lot of stuff. We need no tax on properties, everything. No property tax. Just get rid of all this crap. In this corrupt scam system that we have. The corrupt scam matrix. But unbelievable. They want. And then one out of the three in Maine, they were still arguing that men be in women's sport. Oh, It's insanity, man. Insanity. They want boys and girls' bathrooms, tampons, and boys' bathrooms. What a disgrace, man. We live in some inhumane times. I'm telling you, dark times. Them Patriots say the end times. Let's get into this though, y'all. Oh, brother. You know, today we got to see our president once again shut down the fake news media, put a politician in his place, call him out, call out his lies, show the proof. He said, turn the lights off, play the video. You know, conspiracy theorists,
Tonight, the main house.
conspiracy theorists, conspiracy facts. It seems like conspiracy theorists are undefeated. I'm just saying, that's what it looked like. I've seen that a lot in my comment section too, man. Shout out to the family members, man. I see y'all in the comments going crazy, man. They ought to walk this governor of Maine out with her hands behind her back, in my opinion. I'm just saying. But the Supreme Court did the right thing. Here we are.
Tonight, the Maine House formally censured a state representative after she drew national attention for a Facebook post that singled out a transgender high school athlete in Maine.
A few moments later.
She, of course, appealed this and filed an emergency appeal asking for her votes to be counted while this lawsuit plays out in the punishment. So that's what the Supreme Court ruled on just this afternoon.
And we are back, and we're back, y'all. Thank you for watching. With what's going on in the great state of Maine, where your girl, Governor Janet Mills, has thrown down the gauntlet, and she has said biological boys, according to our law, should be able to compete with biological girls depending on how they feel inside. That's that. And she says she's gonna.
I'm telling you though, man, this is why they lost. This is one of the big reasons. Not. It's just one of the reasons, but there's a lot of reasons why they lost. No common sense. Too woke. Too far left. No common sense. Two genders. A man has a mushroom. A woman doesn't have a mushroom tip. I mean, hey, man and woman, two different things, two different species. I got to say another word so maybe they'll understand, because it seems like some of them still be confused. I don't know. A woman doesn't have a mushroom tip. Them hormones is different. That testosterone, it kicks in. Boom, wham, one punch, you're down. Oh, they might be just a little bit stronger. Y'all get my point though, man. I don't got to keep going on. They say, Rick, sir, we understand, sir. Can you please plus play?
To take it all the way to the bat with that, and that's exactly what she has done. Now, there have been numerous tussles that Governor Mills has had with the Trump administration in person, in court, behind closed doors, and it looks like Trump administration's winning some. Governor Janet Mills and them, they're winning some. But what has happened most recently is that the people in Maine who want to support biological boys competing with biological girls, they just took a L, y'all. They just took a loss. Now, why is that? Because one of Maine state representatives.
That was crazy. It's a lot of these people, these kids, athletes be competing in. They first go like the boy tries out in his own boys division and then comes in last. Then goes to the girl division and comes in first. I mean, you just can't make this crap up, man. Do you know how sad and pathetic that looks? It's already disgusting. But man, I wouldn't even feel right if I know, okay, well, I'm gonna go to the girls' competition and just blow everybody out. Yeah, easy peasy. It'll come to the point where I'm just giving everybody a head start. Yeah, I'll catch y'all in about 10 seconds. Y'all go on ahead. I'll catch up to you. So just sad and pathetic, man. And they give me the gold trophy at the end. I would not be satisfied with myself. I would not be happy. People really have to understand the world that we live in, man. You know. And again, I get it. We don't care how you live your life. If you want to be this, that, go right ahead, live your life. But the problem is they push this onto everybody, and they mess it up for the way things work in the world and how they're supposed to go. They mess up the main focus. If y'all get what I'm saying, it's supposed to go like this, like that. Not you come in and twist things up and oh, you know, just because you feel like you want to put a wig on, no, it don't work that way, sweetie, honey bun, whatever you want to call yourself. It don't work that way. You think you can just put a wig on and you don't realize you got a mushroom tip. I'm just saying, y'all got to get it together around here now. They got to get it together. Y'all mess it up for everybody. Then we go inside the schools. Y'all push all this crap on our kids. Yeah, this is why people walk away from the Democrat Party. This is why. This is why, y'all. That's my son right there. He's a boy. He's a young man. Yeah. And y'all got the drag queen videos playing in the on the screen. Now they don't know. Now my son don't know what to believe. Unbelievable. Now I got to walk up to the school and set people straight. People pulling their kids out. Homeschool rates are going up. I wonder why. A disgrace, man.
On business and said, I'm not going along with this. And but
shout out to our parents. Y'all keep being amazing parents. Keep being amazing leaders and mentors. Right from wrong, common sense, and being involved, man. You have to be involved. We love doing videos on the school boards. You have to be involved, man. You know, because we have a great evil in this country. We really do.
Censured her for that. But now that's kind of how people would tell the story at a barbecue maybe. But actually the facts do matter in this case. So let's get all of the facts as to why a Maine state representative was censured, which basically means punished. She's being blocked from speaking. She's being blocked from voting. Let's take a look at exactly why she's being punished for her stance on allowing biological boys to compete with biological girls in Maine. Then we're going to see what the U.S. Supreme Court has to say about it, because they ruled on this situation just to
representative after she drew national attention for a Facebook post that singled out a transgender high school athlete in Maine. Representative Laurel Libby's post criticized Maine's policy of allowing transgender athletes to participate in girls' sports. News Center Maine's Donovan Lynch has the latest developments from the State House.
And when the woke left can't silence women, they cancel them.
A fierce debate in the Maine legislature as a lawmaker is disciplined for a viral social media post.
I think it will be very clear that the standard is to not post photos of minors as part of political fodder.
On Tuesday, the Maine House of Representatives moving to censure Republican State Representative Laurel Libby for sharing images and the name of a transgender high school athlete in Maine. The lawmaker criticizing the teenager's victory in a girls' track and field event.
Boys participating in girls' sports is not fair.
Libby receiving strong support from her own party against the censure.
She's actually practicing freedom of speech and standing up for girls in Maine.
With one GOP lawmaker drawing scrutiny for his language.
People maybe should have thought about approaching the good representative before we do a lynching.
The member will defer.
During debate, Democrats offering a fierce rebuke of the lawmaker from Auburn.
No child designed these rules, and no child deserves to be targeted by any adults who are upset about them.
That stance drawing support from Republican Ken Fredette, though he ultimately urged his colleagues to reject the censure.
Photos, images, statements of somebody else's children to make a point. I think that's dead wrong.
Gender dysphoria on a pedestal. And
The clash between House Democrats and...
Some people need to just be walked out in handcuffs. I'm for real. Some people need to just be walked out in handcuffs and just made an example out of. Then maybe they'll understand what common sense is. Then maybe they will.
And their Republican counterparts coming to a head as the censure passed, and Speaker Ryan Fecteau invited Libby to the front of the chamber to apologize for the post. She declined.
I will not apologize for speaking up for Maine girls who are having their voices silenced.
Well, the debate
God bless that woman, man. For standing up for what's right.
will be had on the policy issue. The question before us is not related to that. The question before us is the post appropriate? This legislature has determined that it's not.
Now, because Representative Libby did not issue an apology, she won't be able to vote or speak on the floor until she changes course. In Augusta, Donovan Lynch, News Center.
They issued a ruling about this entire kerfuffle, and we're going to take a look at what the Supreme Court ruled on this issue right now. But before we what he go call 8.
The House particularly had a pretty big calendar today, so they are still inside, but there was a little bit of a break where a lot of people were looking at their phones and kind of, chit-chatting about the news. We are expected to hear from the Republican leader in the Maine House, Representative Billy Bob Fockingham, in just a couple minutes, and he's going to respond to this for us. But how did we get here? We've been reporting since February about this viral social media post. Representative Laura Libby posted 2 photos, one of a transgender, two photos of the same transgender athlete, one 2 years apart, and she highlighted the fact that she says this young person won the Class B pole vault as a girl after competing as a boy the year prior. Because of that social media post, Representative Libby was censured by the Democratic-run Maine State House in order to get her vote and her voice back on the House floor. She would have had to issue a formal apology to the Speaker of the Maine House, Ryan Fecteau. She, of course, appealed this and filed an emergency appeal asking for her votes to be counted while this lawsuit plays out in the punishment. So that's what the Supreme Court ruled on just this afternoon. I haven't had a chance to get in touch with Representative Libby today. I've given her a call as well as texted her, but she did release a statement in a press release shortly after the decision came out. And she said in part, the Supreme Court has affirmed what should have never been in question, that no state legislature has the power to silence an elected official simply for speaking truthfully about issues that matter. Since this censure has come down, Representative Libby she's been in the news a lot. She's been doing a lot of media interviews, particularly national interviews. She also went to Washington, D.C., and she participated in the Department of Justice lawsuit. That was when Attorney General Pam Bondi filed a lawsuit against the Maine Department of Education. So Laura Libby has very much been, front of mind when it comes to the Title IX conversation here in Maine.
So y'all, it looks like for girl grade level. These are identifiable characteristics that we've always used to categorize people for sports. Why should we start changing that now into how I feel inside? It doesn't make any sense. And I'm sure everybody
y'all can just change everything because Timmy want to put on a wig. We don't got time for all that, man. We ain't finna change none of it. Y'all need to, again, man. People have lost their mind. The insanity that is going on in this country, man. Shout out to the Supreme Court for doing the right thing. I know I done talked up a storm in this video, but your boy Rick gonna come on here and keep it real with y'all, man. Right from wrong, good versus evil, common sense. I love y'all, man. I don't care what you look like, where you're from, what your age is, male, female. I don't care what your skin color is. We got love for everybody, and we're wishing the best in everybody's life, man. But these are 90-10 issues now. Simple. Let me know what y'all think of this. I love y'all, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace and love, you guys.